during the Bosnian War was the longest in modern warfare, lasting nearly 4 years in the 1990s before it ended 28 years ago. Amid the bloodshed and the ethnic cleansing, Sarajevo's underground music scene provided an escape for many. From the other side of the world, the rock band U2 sent messages of support, vowing to perform there after the war. And that is the extraordinary story at the heart of a new documentary, Kiss the Future.
During the war, we would play music. That's what kept us sane.
Art can inspire people to resist.
Okay, you got 5 minutes. What would you do? You do what you love the most.
Courage is grace under pressure. That's a good definition of the people of Sarajevo.
I was interviewed for the film about my reporting during that time, and I spoke to the Oscar-winning screenwriter and actor Matt Damon about producing this documentary and about that Dunkin' Donuts Super Bowl ad last week. Matt Damon, welcome to our program.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It was amazing when I saw, the whole documentary because, even though we were there as reporters, we didn't actually know that there was this underground local music scene thriving, even under curfew and all the rest of it. What do you think as an artist actually about the power of art in the worst kinds of situations?
Yeah, that to me is the most beautiful part of the movie. It's really about our humanity, and in the darkest times, there's something about expressing ourselves and doing it together. These people were going to these underground music clubs at night to either listen to music or to play music. I mean, there's a photograph in the film that we have is one of these punk rock drummers got his hand blown off on the front. And literally there's a picture of him with a drumstick duct taped to where his hand used to be. And it's just music as an act of resistance and defiance, art as an act of defiance. And you can put us in the most horrific circumstances, but you can't take away our celebration of our humanity. And we're willing to die for that.
And we're going to play that clip because it is remarkable to see that level of resistance.
The audience was literally risking their life, running from the different bridges to the theater. Our sound guy died before one of those performances.
One day, my bass player came to me and said, our drummer, he lost his hand on the front line. He lost his right hand.
And you can see the same stuff happening in Ukraine right now. There's a thriving underground art community.
Yeah, I think that's built out of necessity. We have to have these things. We have to continue to be human beings and be together and experience the best parts of life together. Or else it's just we're on the road to madness.
I mean, Bono is famously political in aid of humanity, essentially. He is a political guy.
I was raised during a time where the citizenry was a lot more engaged. I mean, I grew up during the Vietnam War, and that was a very kind of fractious time in America, obviously, and very, deeply felt on all sides. And the country was in quite a bit of turmoil. I don't know if we've been somewhat anesthetized since then. I'm not sure. But I do feel like, certainly a band like U2, they've always been, I remember talking to Edge about the fact that he almost didn't join the band because he wasn't sure if it was enough to do with his life. He wanted his life to have greater meaning in service of others. It would have been enough to have the incredible music, but they've always tried to do more. And I think that just speaks to the kind of people they are.
So you do have a day job. You are a pretty famous and active movie star. Now, apparently you were looking to take some kind of time out to be more with your family. I read that you had told your wife you're going to take a good time out unless Christopher Nolan called you. And then he did. And then comes your role in Oppenheimer.
I was smart enough. I had one little carve out in our deal. This one caveat was, because Chris is pretty mercurial, you never know. But most actors have a sense of his timeline. Every kind of 3 or so years, you may or may not get a call. And so I just left myself that one out because if you get a call from him, you really want to be able to pick it up and go. I think anybody would just do the phone book with Chris Nolan if he called and asked.
My final question is going to start with a clip from a Dunkin' Donut ad.
And needs no introduction, my partner.
Sometimes it's really hard to be your friend.
You said you were going to support me.
Okay, Super Bowl fun. There's so many layers there, but your close friendship with Ben Affleck, you work together on films, on so many, other issues, and you remain such good friends. Do you ever fall out?
No. We've been friends, you know, since, I don't know, I was 10 and he was 8. So that's 43 years, I guess. No, it's kind of beyond that. There can't really be a breakup, you know. And he called me. I thought the idea was really funny. He's clearly making a bigger fool of himself than anybody in the commercial, so everybody else felt fine about putting the tracksuits on, and we had a lot of fun.
I saw you smiling a lot while you were watching that. Matt Damon, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Christiane.